Hi, so I'm Barb Meyer, and this is my husband Todd, and we're from State Center, Iowa. And this is a 2020 FB.
10 FB.
10 FB. We bought it during COVID. We came back from Florida and found it online and went in the next day and bought it. Okay, so one of the first things we did was we changed the jack out to the jacky up so that we can remove this and we got more clearance. We can go in with our driveway. We were hitting the driveway with the other one. So this is one of the first things we did, and then it also allows us to get the tailgate open and things like that.
I'm a huge fan. I do the same thing.
Yeah, this was a recent. We just put this on this year for our extra storage for all the stuff to set up with. It took a while for us to decide what to do, and this is kind of what we decided was the best thing for us. And we mounted our tank over here, and then we have an 11-pound cylinder that we'll put here from time to time for backup, or for like we have a fire ring that sometimes we bring. So that works good for that. Great. One of the other things we did after the first year was we doubled up on the battery because my husband uses a CPAP, and we need to have to depend on that. So we want to be able to run the fan and a CPAP for a number of days without worrying about things.
That has become one of the biggest questions I get about DC power storage on the campers. Lots of folks are using CPAPs now. So you have 2 lead acid batteries and you can make it through the night?
We can make it about 4 days running this and even the heater without an issue. Sometimes we'll hook up to the camper again with the truck just to get a little power if we need to. Now we have solar panels, so it's not an issue. We just put them out whenever we can, and we'll charge it back up. We want to be, while we like the air conditioning in the summer, we don't want to be tied to a post. We want to be able to go and do what we want to do without having any restrictions at all. So that's kind of one of the key things on what things that we do. Of course, we did some graphics on the side. We'll go inside in a little bit, but we'll do the outside first. So we did the compasses on both sides and split them. A few other little things here and there. We support the national park, so we got that one on there. Now this awning is this is a Iron Man awning, and the funny thing is we had the ARB awning on the other side, and we used the tent over there, and then we bought this one second. We were out in Utah, Idaho, horrible rainstorms and windstorms, and the arm on the ARB broke. So we took this one off, put it on that side, and we were able to use the ARB room on this awning, and we waited 6 to 8 months for the new arms for the other one. So this one, I only got to use it once before we had to put it on the other side, but it's done just as well for a much less price as the ARB awning. I'm really happy with it.
Now, I've actually met a few folks that have both, so it's been a really nice, there's pros and cons to each one of them. Do you know the exact size on this?
Oh, it's like the
2,500 by 2,500, they do it in millimeters.
No, it's 2,000 by 2,000.
2,000 by 2,000.
It's 2,500 by 2,000.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's like 6 by 8 or 6 and a half by 8.
We'll link that exact one in the description if people want to see it, but it's really nice. It doesn't take up more than the profile width of the trailer.
No, it's nice. It's just enough to cover it up. So then in the back, some of the modifications that we've done here is, of course, got rid of the cooler, and I'm a carpenter, so I built drawers that are just specific for everything we needed. The tools in the top. This I wanted for bags and that sort of thing, and this had to fit a jar of peanut butter.
I noticed this right off the bat. A lot of folks found something at IKEA, or they found something that fit pretty well. I noticed right away that this was custom to the space. Yep. And I see the soft close.
Yep, soft close hinges, full extension.
Stays closed nice when you're on the road.
Yeah, yep, they're nice. So that was one of the first things we did. Of course, I put this bar up here to keep things from falling off, and then I added these little closet rods because it still tended to move, so it's those little things that you put a closet pole on.
Sure, and it's just the rod is tension, like a spring-loaded.
Tension rod, but it was still moving on us, so I did that, and that has helped that from slipping down on me.
Really nice storage here, though, on the road.
So another thing, so that, again, we need the lights down here. Of course, they don't shine where you need them. So this is just something I bought that goes in the back of a car.
Just a little strip of LED.
Just LEDs, and I just use black tape to kind of get it up there, and it just plugs into the cigarette lighter and it goes from there. We did move our water from up there. We don't use the sink as a sink. This is our bread box. This is where we put our bread.
Bread box number 1.
Yep, and this is actually not bread. This my daughter gave us.
This is the sink, no.
This is for all of our containers. And it's because like all that stuff gets in the way, you know, it's always falling all over. And then I just took a regular cutting board and put a couple of pad things on the bottom of it to keep it
very nice.
where it
Now,
needs to be.
you brought the faucet down here. The water pump switch stayed in the same spot.
It's going to get moved.
Yeah,
Yep.
and we've talked about this a bunch of times on the channel. I had the same setup. I know why it's getting moved. It's just,
it's just
every time.
It's just a pain. Did the knife thing here. That's really nice for storage.
That is nice. I like
and then
that.
I use these as well for trash bags and stuff like that.
So with the elimination of the sink or using the sink for bread, you're spraying into a container or
We have this little deal here.
Foldable buckets.
And it's two-sided sink.
I love it.
So Seattle Sports, and we've had it for a long time. We've had one before that was like a different brand that was clear and it cracked. This one's almost like a rubberized material, and we've had it for probably 5 or 6 years, and it's held up.
Excellent.
So that just sits here. We take our hose, and we can fill from there. Now under here, we moved our hose for the vent for the heater up to the top, and then we also made this little box smaller so we have more storage down here.
Very nice. I'm a camper that always brings a dog along as well. I see a big part of your campsite is devoted to the pooch.
It is. So they come with us part of the time whenever we can, as long as we can bring them. This is nice because they can get around without that leash getting stuck on everything. I actually sit in here with them so they can sit on my lap and they don't have to be there. It's gotten a little sunny today, so we have another awning we'll be putting up to cover that with them. But the mats are nice to keep them out of the dirt and the mud so that they don't get full of stuff as well. And this just folds up to about maybe 2 inches thick.
So this was the awning room that you were talking about. Is this, are these lights solar or you have them plugged in?
Those are plugged in. We have some different ones that are solar, but these are not quite as bright. And so with the bugs, we went with the dimmer lights here.
Nice.
So this is our map of the United States. And since we've bought this in 2020, these are all the states that that we have slept in this trailer.
Very, very impressive.
And this one will be filled in the next 2 days. So that's Kentucky. So we got one more to go in that area. The nice thing about the awning room too is like with our dogs, we can create a little bit of a space for like when we're at a campground to kind of hide them from seeing everybody and barking. So that L shape kind of is nice for the dogs. We can keep them out of view of all the people walking by.
Now with this ARB room, you have a floor?
Yep. It says a full floor. Oh, and so another thing we do that people might be interested in is because our dog will push this open. So I put these little clips on here, and then we use a carabiner that goes through these so that in the middle of the night, the dogs can't push that door open because they're smart enough to get that. And these were just like key ring clips. And in here, so we have, this is the cot for the dogs. So they love to lay on there and look out at us. So they enjoy that. I do have 4 of these poles I've bought. They telescoping. It helps keep in the real bad rains. It has a little soft rubber top on it. And also that comes off and you can use it to put up the side flies as well. So these were not cheap, but they are nice.
They definitely help the water peel off the sides and not pool. And if it starts to stretch the material of the roof, I've seen people cutting tennis balls and all different stuff. But yours seems to hold up great.
Yeah, it's been doing really good. We don't put it up too tall usually. You know, we kind of are careful with it.
Now, you're like me with power. I see you're not brand specific. You have a Bluetti solar panel, but your power station was
Is a Jackery.
Is a Jackery.
And I also have remodels.
You have a Renogy panel.
Yep. And so this one has the charge controller on it, and we use it to charge the batteries on the camper.
So that one goes into the lead acid batteries on the camper.
And this one is we bought specifically to charge our Jackery.
So that has an 8mm barrel plug. So that goes into your Jackery.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Nice.
Yep.
So that's great for the CPAP as well. Also helps you get a couple portable items.
Yeah, make sure we have it just in case.
Do you have a refrigerator?
Yep, we have 2 actually. We only have one with us this time. We have the Bogue RV.
Bouge RV.
Bouge RV.
Yep.
It's in the truck.
Keeping the fridge
right
in the
now
truck.
it's on the Jackery in the truck.
Okay, perfect.
Yeah.
We got plenty of sun today.
Yeah. And we'll go ahead and if we drive to the store, we'll plug both of them in and recharge. And
the same way. And if
by the
I
time
go
we
to
get
that
there.
coffee shop, I'll plug it in at the outlets when I'm in there.
Yeah. It just takes a few minutes. And then inside, we have not gone with the trifold mattress for a couple of reasons. We wanted to be able to stack these mattresses and make a couch. So we can stack them over onto this side or the other. The heater's on that side, so depending on if we need heat or not. So we can stack them here, and then we have two little, those flip down. Todd, can you go on this side? And so then we can sit in here, and if the weather's bad, if it's rainy or stormy or whatever, and it's like a couch. And then we'll just put the pillows against whatever side that we stack the mattresses on.
Yeah, let me just...
And those are like little cup holders.
I have those same ones.
Yep, so that when we, like a lot of times we stack them here, so if we need to keep that heat open. And then there's actually just a little throw rug on the, underneath that.
Being that you got the 10 FB, how's your air conditioner done?
Perfect. We've had no problems.
So yours worked from factory?
From factory.
Never had an issue.
Never.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Now, I've even just today, I've seen so many different designs. There's different ones from factory, different vents on the side. They were doing some trial and error, but some folks got a system that worked, and they were lucky.
Yeah, no problem. We don't have any leakage. We have not any real major issues with this.
And
at
it gets cool.
Yeah,
which is
it was freezing last night.
Oh,
we actually air conditioned both rooms.
Yes, I've seen some people doing that. Now the air conditioning is so oversized to the spaces.
Yeah.
Sometimes it actually cycles better if you open the door. It doesn't short cycle.
Yeah.
So it,
Right.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
exactly
So the dogs were happy out here last night for most of the night. They laid out here in the air conditioning, and we did. And the other thing I also did is, like, we're trying to put like the what do you call
the piston or the
piston.
assist
Yeah.
for the...
We tried it, but I had bought the wrong one, so we started it. But the other thing I did was put a loop.
Sure.
So you can loop that up, and then what I do is I have my stick with some rubber on the bottom, and then we use all that storage.
We did something similar. I actually have the similar curtain ring that you do in your galley here, just to stick like a little broomstick in to keep mine up.
Yeah. Oh, that's a good idea, because sometimes it does slip down.
Now, I heard you're saying you didn't get like a milliard or a trifold. Is that the original teddy bear mattress? No.
No, this is a 6-inch memory foam, and I bought it on Amazon, and it was an extra long twin. And then I just took the teddy bear mattress, I put it on top of it, and I drew a line, and I used an electric knife and cut it down, and then I altered the cover for it to fit it perfectly. You would never have told.
Now that electric knife, if somebody's unfamiliar with this, you can use like a carving knife, the motorized carving knife with memory foam, and it shapes it. It's the easiest project in the world.
I was a little scared, because you know, they're not expensive, but they're not cheap.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh my gosh, what are we going to do here? Another thing that we've gotten that I like are these lights. They have these brackets up here, and they also come with, so this is just magnetic, and they also come with like a tripod, and then what you do is, like, on the back, and so then if you go like this, it dims it or makes it brighter, and then it goes different colors.
What brand is that?
I don't know.
Yeah, that's pretty handy.
I got my daughter got some similar ones for her house on Amazon, and I told her that I wanted those for the camper. I'll look. I think I have the information for it.
I'd love to see. I'll put a link in the description for that, because I've never seen that, and that looks
nice
pretty
thing
handy.
is that red keeps the bugs stay away.
Yes,
Yeah.
and it actually keeps your night vision too.
Yeah,
and so when you walk outside, you don't just see all black at night.
And you can motion that in any direction you want. Once it's on there. Yes. The other thing we did in here is we put instead of the radio, we took the radio out and put in the power indicator and cigarette lighter plug,
USBs, a voltage test, two 12-volt plugs. Very nice.
Yeah. So the other thing that we did was this middle cabinet door that always hit us in the head when we were trying to get anything out of it. It was shut. So we just reversed the hinges on it and put them on the side.
Okay, so it did swing up.
It did swing up.
And now it swings laterally.
Yeah. And then we, of course, removed the knobs from these.
Yes.
And put a hole in it.
Pillow catchers.
Yeah, so did that. And
did you make this?
Yep, I made these. I originally had curtains that went all the way across. You can see the curtain rod. Well, that was a real pain getting in and out. So then we decided we wanted something different. So on these, it's just Velcro on, sticky Velcro, and I sewed it to the curtains so that you can either take them completely off,
or
I
love
just fold them up like that. Oh, I was going to show you how we got this to work. So what we did is we didn't cut this at all, because we didn't know if we wanted to put this in a different location, so we didn't want to cut at this thing. So what I did is there's Velcro on the camper in key locations here, in here, and I sewed it to, then I sewed the Velcro to the actual tent. I marked it where. There's Velcro here, all the way across here, and then over here, so that when, you know, this then can come off. And then this just unzips, and then you can just zip it right up.
Very nice. So what we're talking about is these awning rooms are really nice, and what I've seen a lot of teardrop owners do is do something to give a little bit better fitment. Obviously they weren't made for this particular trailer, so some folks have cut them with hot knives and sewed them back together, and they use magnets and trim and stuff, but this is a very simple, straightforward, keep it simple. Just some Velcro and almost no modifications right to the tent room itself.
The only thing you did is just sew some Velcro on.
Nice.
That was it. So that was our answer to that. And of course our dog knows how to get out of that spot. So we have to stack something in front of it.
You gotta block the dog out.
Yeah.
Well, I hope you guys are able to get a few more stickers for that US map and continue traveling. It was really nice seeing you guys. We're gonna spend the rest of the weekend together.
All right.
And now I think all of us gotta get a cold drink and get in the water. It's about 100 degrees.
It's time.
Take care.